everyone, welcome to the 8th episode of the home series. My name is Jaren.
And my name's Buse. For our topic today, it'll actually be a continuation of the last video that we made. So we'll be talking about our New Year resolutions, goals that we have for the new year, and what we're looking forward to this year. So let's get to it.
Yep. Hi guys, so getting into the video, before we start our conversation, I just wanted to point out, I hope you guys can tell, but we got some new lights. We're slowly starting to hopefully improve the quality of our videos, so that's definitely going to be, something we try to do moving forward as well. But getting into our topic, so New Year's and New Year's resolutions is obviously a big topic of discussions for everybody around this time.
Actually, just also a disclaimer, we are recording this video on New Year's Eve, so we haven't even gone into the new year, but this video will be up in the new year, so you guys will get a glimpse into like the resolutions that we have for the new year. But it's exciting. I don't know, I just wanted to like throw that out there. It's just nice, like I feel, before we like get to it, I'm sorry I cut you off, but I actually feel pretty good today. Yesterday we tried to record the first take, which didn't work, so we're trying the second time today. But I feel like I'm in a very like calm and like excited kind of mood. I don't know how to explain it. So I don't know. I'm just like ready for the new year, I guess. This year has been crazy in all ways. But I'm ready for the new year and to talk about the New Year resolutions. Yeah.
I guess you could just start it off.
And also just another thing, I think you also mentioned that like we make these videos very like structured, so we're gonna try to like make them a little less structured. That's why I'm like kind of like talking through it rather than making it seem like, like very like, okay, we gotta talk about this. It's like going through a list. You know?
We're letting you guys see more of us, more the natural side where we mess up, and we're definitely not perfect. We always try to be, but I don't want to waste time talking about other things because I know this conversation is probably gonna be long. So let's get into it.
So for myself, I'll just like go through the list of things that I have and then like kind of go into each one and talk about like why I have those resolutions. So the first two things was like to visit the doctor and the dentist. And I did that because I feel like a lot of times I forget, not even forget, but I get so caught up in like everyday work and getting stuff done that I forget to like actually make appointments for the doctors, to go to the doctor's office to get like regular checkups or like things like that. So it's kind of, I guess, goes into like taking care of myself more, but making sure that like I go to the doctor. But
it sounds simple, but I do forget too. So
and the last time I tried to go to the doctor, it was like 2 years ago, and that's pretty bad. And the only reason
guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't wait 2 years.
And the only reason I couldn't go,
be going for your checkups.
I know. I tried to go this year, but it was hard because my insurance had changed. The year before that I didn't go because I had an appointment, and then when COVID happened, everything shut down, so I couldn't go for like a whole year. It was just a mess. So hopefully this upcoming year I can actually get like, get stuff tested and like make sure that I'm okay. And also I want to travel this year. I have like specific places that I want to travel to. As you guys, if you didn't know, at least we are from Turkey, so I think that's one of the places that I want to go to this year because I haven't been like in about 5 years at this point, and I miss I don't really miss being there, I would say, but I do miss like the food and seeing like some family there. So I would say that's one of the places. And I haven't really like picked out other places to travel to, but that's one of my goals this year, is to like actually go out there and like experience new places, because I feel like this year it was just like all grind for me. Like it was just like work, school. Like I feel like I need a break. Like I do. I feel burnt out lately, and I think traveling just takes you out of your own bubble, and it makes you like experience something new, some new place, new culture, new food, even if it's just like going to different states. Like even if you drive somewhere, it's like you get out of your own bubble, you see a completely different side of like the world and the people, and you know, the types of things that you normally do that people don't do where they live. Okay, and then the other few things I think kind of tie into to each other. I mentioned practicing more gratitude and positivity, and I actually wrote like action plans for myself of how I would incorporate this into my life on a daily basis. So I said like I would do like a 10-minute hold on. I'm gonna write down okay, sorry. I'm just trying to read and understand what I wrote here. So I wrote down that I would write down 3 things every morning, and that I'm grateful for, and then I guess like that's kind of like also add like a 10-minute meditation into that. And I also said like meditate and check in with my emotions every day. So I would do like a 15-minute check-in every day and like journal. I actually really enjoy journaling. I write so much. I want to like go outside more because I work from home, and sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy being inside. So hopefully when it starts to get warmer, I'd be able to like go hiking, maybe like go on a road trip. We're actually planning a snowboarding trip soon. That is something I'm looking forward to, which I think we're going next week. And yeah, I'm excited to just like be out more and like travel, practice like gratitude. And then the other stuff, I'm just going to list them and then we can talk through them later because there's just so much here. I want to spend less time on my phone. I want to be more vulnerable, open, and receptive. I want to face my fears and insecurities. I want to read more books. I want to volunteer if I can when I have free time. I want to budget and save more. I actually wanted to do this year, which I kind of started to. I wanted to create a new style of like dressing for myself to my liking. And I want to develop more confidence, exercise consistently, and I want to enjoy myself and let go of my limitations. And I know those all kind of like sound similar and they sound like more personal goals, but that's pretty much it for me. And I can talk more about them, but I kind of wanted to give you time to talk about yours too.
Yeah, so obviously I don't have anything written down. I'm not the kind of person who thinks beforehand on this kind of stuff. Maybe that shows my habits. Maybe that's something I need to work on. I definitely know that's something that I should be working on at school because it gets bad sometimes. But in terms of goals, I think that like these are things that I've had going, a lot of my goals for this year are kind of continuations of like what we talked about last video, and that's one of the main reasons I didn't write anything down, because there's stuff I've been thinking about for a very long time, and I know that these are things that sound simple but are more complicated than they sound. So I only have a couple things on my mind right now that I mainly want to focus on, because I realized in the past that not that it's a bad thing, but for me personally, having a lot of goals all at once kind of makes me not do any of them, because it gives me too much to focus on, where I find myself like stretched out too thin, where I can't get to everything. I'm sorry, I'm like sniffling so much. My allergies are being a little weird. But so I've like last year especially, I decided, and I talked about this last video, that I like had like one goal pretty much. I'm sorry, my nose is like being really bad.
No, it's okay.
But for this year, hopefully I don't have a sneeze attack. I might. So this year, I think my main goals are, one, I definitely want to focus on my relationship with food and exercise, that's definitely a big thing. If you hear me sounding super nasally, it's because my nose is super stuffy right now. So, I'm sorry. Food and nutrition, that's definitely a big thing that I know is like a hard task for me because I've been trying to work on it for a while now. But this year I want to like fully commit to something. Like I want to really start something and stick through with it. I've been trying to go to the gym continuously. I had a little bit of a fallback. We had some COVID related things going on, so I had to stop going. I had some problems with my wrist. I haven't gone for a little while, but with the new year, I do plan on like starting and going continuously just like I had. And so that's one of my main goals. And like food wise, I want to really start eating better. Like, you know, I do try, but you know, it's hard to always eat healthy. I'm sure everybody can relate to that. And like when I say that, but so that's one of my big things. I think second, I would definitely say one of the main goals I have for this year coming up, and hopefully moving forward too, but I just haven't been able to focus on it as much, and I want to be able to, is volunteer. Like you said, I always love volunteering, but I think lately it's also been hard because of COVID. Like a lot of the volunteer places are like mainly shut down because of that.
Yeah.
So it's hard finding anything, but we were talking about it previously too, and even if I have to go do stuff on my own, which I don't mind at all, like I just want to be able to give back to the community and like the environment because I love doing those kinds of things. I love, you know, just giving back. That's like something that really like makes me feel like whole within myself. That I really, I'm sorry, it's like my nose is just making me feel very...
Yeah, I mean, I've been feeling very stuffy too, but not as much as you.
Well, you don't have allergies the way I do, so...
That's true. Like, I feel like also...
I'm allergic to dust.
Yeah.
So it's definitely problematic.
And also, we did just have COVID literally like last week or 2 weeks ago. So I still feel the effects of it. Like I don't feel stuffed, but I feel like I need to clear my throat constantly, which I don't normally have to do. So it is frustrating to have that.
I'm still having repercussions as well.
The way you said that, you're like, I still have repercussions of this problem.
Yeah, I mean, I am. Like, my nose is still very stuffy.
And you always, like, you'll have allergic reactions, too. So it's not, like...
Yeah.
So that's also the reason why. We still have...
Back into what I was saying. Sorry, I'm going
I think
blank.
you were saying volunteering.
I know what I was... Yeah. I'm just trying to think about, like... what else I was going to say, because I was going to say something from it. But, you know, just even if I want to do simple stuff like, you know, doing beach cleanups by myself, or just, like, going into hikes, or, like, walking trails or stuff like that, you see all this, like, there's always, like, so much, like, garbage that people, like, leave, and it's really, like, sad to see, but even just going in and, like, picking up that kind of stuff, like that, you know, that's community service on its own. Those are like the main two things, and like another thing is that I definitely want to work on is, which I've been trying to work on for a while, is like my time management. Learning to be able to manage like everything is definitely one of the biggest parts of growing up. You know, it's like learning to balance your work life, your social life, your school. Like, those are, like, three big things that take up a huge portion of your life. So you find yourself constantly going back and forth. And, like, a lot of the times if I'm focused really on two things, like, I can never not focus on work, because work, it feels like it's like a responsibility. Like, you have to be there, like, you know. So it's like if I'm if I'm focused on school and work, I'll usually find myself not making enough time for the people around me. And if I'm focused on work and my social life, I'll see, like, sometimes in school I'll start to, like, not be doing as good as I know I can be doing. So that's definitely something I want to work on, and, like, just my relationships in general. I want to make sure that, like, everybody feels like they are prioritized in my life, and also my relationship with myself. I want to work on. Yeah.
And also, like you mentioned, I know this is not a video that, like, we're doing to, like, talk through things, but I think people also forget, like, time management also ties a lot into prioritization. You just mentioned that too. Like, I feel like I am very good with time management. It's tough, and it gets me, like, burnt out completely. But I would say I've definitely gotten better at it over the years.
I definitely think you have as well. I could definitely see that. She's my role model sometimes. Sometimes.
It was like nice, and I was like, and then it was like turned into like a sad.
You can't expect Jaren to ever say something nice without, like, you know, with nothing mean to say. Well, it wasn't necessarily mean, but
you're like I'm gonna praise you, but you need to be humble too. So like, you better watch out.
Yeah.
But I think. I know this is not the video, but to talk about it, but, like, I feel like I burnt out, but I was really good with being on top of everything the last, like, few months with school and everything. Like, looking back, I, like, was completely, like, tired all the time and everything. But, you know, I could give you some tips.
Yeah, so, in terms of how... I guess we really, going into this video, really didn't know what exactly we were going to talk about. Like, we knew that we wanted to talk about...
I did.
The prepared queen over here. Sorry, I'm not prepared. But I'm just saying that because it's like we knew we wanted to talk about our New Year's resolutions, but not necessarily more than that. I mean, see, like, we talked about what we wanted to do. The hardest part about New Year's resolutions is actually sticking to them, and I'm sure everybody knows that because, you know, we're always making jokes about how people will start going to the gym at the beginning of the year, and you see, like, the gyms are so overly crowded, and give it one month, and, like, the whole population is gone except, like, for the OGs.
I actually hate that. Like, I remember, like, the first time I started going to the gym, I started going around November, and I didn't know that people were gonna sign up to go to the gym in, like, January, February. So I was going for, like, 2 months, like, November, December, and it was, like, so empty. There was no one. I was, like, enjoying myself. And then January came around, and I go into the gym. And I was like, I hate the amount of people that are here because you can't even work out, like, comfortably because every time, like, you turn, there's someone over there or there's someone over there, and you don't have the machines and stuff. So, yeah, I definitely don't like that, but I understand people gotta do their thing too, so
I mean, but that's I think what I was gonna say going off of that was just, like, I think, well, I was talking about how it's hard to stick to your resolutions. So the thing that I was going to say is sorry, we just had a little problem with the wire, and I practically kicked her foot, so that's why we had a little moment there. No, what I was going to say was just when you start your resolutions, you know, sometimes you lose your motivation going into it, like, a couple weeks in, and I think the main thing to remember is that to set resolutions that actually have a meaning to you, and as you notice, maybe you'll start to notice that you're starting to lose motivation, but I think everybody just in those moments needs to just sit back and remember why you wanted to do them in the first place, because it's like you want to do these things obviously out of self-improvement, and if you don't ever take that necessary step and just keep letting, you know, laziness or, you know, whatever get the best of you, you're never going to become the person that you see and know that you can be. And that's very important in life, like, to keep trying to better yourself, whether it's in very, very small steps. And listen, like, you don't have to set gigantic goals for yourself. You don't have to be like, oh, next year I'm going to work towards being a president. Or, like, you know, obviously that's a horrible example, but you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be huge.
Yeah.
If you know that you want to work towards something in the future, like, let's say, like, you want to work towards time management or, you know, making some time for yourself, say, literally, I'm going to spend 10 minutes a day off my phone and just, like, lay down and be in my thoughts. Something as little as 10 minutes a day is not crazy, guys. Like, you know, I myself spend hours and hours on my phone every day, and, like, there are so many things I want to get back into that I used to love. Like, another thing, for example, my New Year's resolution, I guess I forgot to mention, but, like, reading and writing, that's something that is so huge to me and has been a big part of my life, and I, like you said, too, I also love writing, so, I fell off of it, so I really want to get back into it, but I realized how much, like, my phone takes my attention without me even realizing it, and I'll be there, like, oh, just thinking I'm scrolling for 10 minutes, and next thing I knew, no, it's, like, 2-3 hours down the line. Like, you just need to know where to place, like, the important things that need your time. Like, you can't give all your time to your phone. You also need that time. You know, so.
And also, I wanted to add some, like, tips onto, like, how you can determine things that you want to work on. Some people, like, and I know sometimes it gets overwhelming to, like, look at the new year. Like, there's a lot of days, like, 365 days in 1 year, like, when you think about it, it just seems like a lot and overwhelming and sometimes. So I feel like if I wanted to give tips on, like, how I came up with my goals and New Year resolutions, I literally sat down one day, and I saw this in a video, I don't remember which one, but, like, people write down, like, things in your life, like, write, like, things that you really like about your life right now, things, right, and then another category is write about things that you feel neutral about in your life, and then write about things that you feel, like, bad about in your life that you want to actually work on, and then
or when things you're not, like, satisfied with.
Right, exactly, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And for the things that you're not satisfied with and the things that you're neutral about, like, when you look at those things, is it something that you can control? Is it something that you can change and, like, fix?
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And when you look at that list, I'm sure even if it's only one thing, there will be something on that list that you can, like, look at and be like, I can work on this because I can control, like, how I manage my time, or like how much I go on my phone, or, like, how much time I have during the day. Like you can manage your own, like, priorities, basically.
I definitely agree. So, like, for example, like, if you were like, oh, like, I don't have enough like, I'm not doing that great in school, like, I want to work on my grades, that is something that is dependent on how much time you're putting into it. And, you know, so everybody's different. Everybody has a different way of working. You know, I'm not saying, like, oh, you should study 10 hours a day, because that works for some people and for others it doesn't. And for me, it never did. I was more like the person that would never really study and, like, just go into class and be like, yay, I did good, you know, and that's not a bad thing. It's just whatever works for you. But I did realize that in certain classes that I was struggling in, I wasn't making the time. Obviously, it's too late to go back into high school and fix that, but right now I'm in college, and that's a big part of my future as well. And if I want to get to all those places that I want to be in my head, I need to put in that work. So I know that, like, if you are gonna, like, for example, a tip, like, let's say, like, okay, you really enjoy going on TikTok. Who doesn't, right? I do. I know you don't have a TikTok,
I don't really have social media in general.
Let's say you really enjoy going on TikTok, but you know you have a giant test to study for, like, tomorrow. Just, like, okay, for every 1 hour that you go on TikTok, study for an hour. Like, you know, it's not impossible to do, or cut your time in half. Like, let's say, you know, you're like, oh, I only have 1 hour till I have to have dinner, like, so I'll do half an hour of studying, half an hour of TikTok, take breaks in between, like, you know, it's just, like, if you want to do something, it's your responsibility to prioritize it and do it, because nobody's gonna do that for you, you know, nobody's gonna step in, you know, maybe when you're a kid, like, your parents might try to step in for you, but that's also not always a good thing, you know, because it's like you learn that your problems are going to be solved from somebody else doing it for you, but that's not the case. You have to step in and take care of the things that you need to fix on your own, because as you grow up and as you become older, suddenly all those people who used to help you are going to not help you because you're a mature and grown person, and you should be doing those things on your own. And I think the earlier you learn that, the better it is, because you have to learn that eventually.
Yeah. And also, I agree with everything that you just said. And also, I just want to add, like, sometimes I think a lot of people, like you mentioned, you also feel like when you have so many things, like so many goals that you set for yourself, that it's like it's overwhelming. I think a lot of people forget, like I've only started to do this in the past few years, like past 3 years, I would say. But I literally started, I think there's a book, I haven't read the book, but I would recommend it to anyone that's trying to like build like healthier habits and stuff. I think it's called Tiny Habits. I don't remember the author, but it's called Tiny Habits. And you literally have to look at your day-to-day, everyday life. I know some people, like their schedule changes and stuff, but like pretty much you know how, like on a regular basis, how much you're working, how much time you're like putting aside for the gym or like for cleaning, for whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to look at your life as a daily, like, I guess, don't look at it on a grander scale, like look at it on a daily basis. That's basically what I do. I break it down into like smaller habits that I do every day. Like, for example, I said like 10 minutes every morning for gratitude and writing down things that I really like, I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
And then at night, 15 minutes to like meditate and like check in with my emotions. Like that's that's 25 minutes of every day.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. It's 30 minutes.
Probably, and you're like, oh, I don't have time, I don't whatever. I know, because I make that same excuse, but I spend more than 10 minutes on my phone every morning and more than 15 on my phone at night. So, you know, I know that I have the time, but it's about, like I said, knowing like what you want to give your time to. Your time is the most valuable thing you have in life. Big, that was like wise moment there. No, but I'm serious, it really is. You know, time is the most valuable thing over anything. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have. So,
we need to wrap.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the last thing that I think we could start to wrap it up.
Yeah.
On that note, but yeah, like don't forget that you control your future. You have, you know, and for some people that's overwhelming, but like we said, small steps is okay too. Like there's no pressure, there's no timeline. You go at your own pace. Nobody's going to judge you, and if they do, who cares, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the last thing I'm going to say, but, you know, you could wrap up some of your thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I hope that, like, what we shared were helpful, and also the tips that we shared were helpful in, like, looking at your life and, like, how you can break it down. Sometimes I know it's overwhelming, but taking it a day at a time is better than looking at it on a grander scale. So that's what I would say to wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. We really had a great time sharing. We always love talking and sharing our ideas, so we hope that you guys enjoy it as well. But since we're on the topic, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody has fun. I know it's like with COVID, everything has been very hard on everyone, but you can still enjoy it even if you're by yourself, and have a little dance party. You know, don't forget to have fun. It's just because you're alone or, you know, with a couple people doesn't mean you can't have fun. So
and we hope that you found this video somewhat helpful, at least, and we loved sharing.
Fun.
And fun. We loved sharing, like I personally loved sharing my own New Year resolutions.
And hope to inspire some of you guys too.
I think that was the purpose of this podcast in the first place. I hope we can inspire like you to do better in your life, and like for you to, you know, see our experiences and relate to them in some way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, but we do have a new setup, so going into the new year we'll have better lighting and better...
Yeah, I did mention it, but that's okay. Mention it again. It's exciting for us. So,
thank you again for watching this video, and thank you for tuning in. So we hope you found this video helpful.
Yeah, and if you have
Happy
any
New Year.
comments, comment down below. And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Hey guys.
You definitely don't deserve to do the intro.
What? I do, because I did the whole setup, and guys, can you tell? The lights are different.
Okay, this is not. We didn't start yet.
I know.
Do you know?
No, I don't. Do I want to be here? No.
Like, are you ready? Like, we have to rehearse for her because she clearly needs
That's
some
not nice.
help. She needs some milk. We're gonna be talking about our future
The
goals.
New Year.
In our first couple of episodes, we look like robots. We look like we just were forced to sit there and like obviously we were having actual conversations, but it was dreadful.
Dreadful.
But I feel like it'd be of course we're gonna have conversations, but we can be ourselves. That's what
Okay,
makes people like you, because you are yourself. You don't have to be
So how about when we start the episode now we're like, hey.
No, that's not me. No, listen.
Because you're
Listen.
you act like you're doing everything better than me.
I do.
Get your hand off
The
of me.
reason I'm saying that she's acting fake is
You
because
do too.
I naturally am mean to her, in a joking way, right? And I'll be like you'll see in the bloopers, I'm usually always you think you're so funny, you're not. See?
I want to do the
that.
actual intro.
Okay, it just blurred. Can you stop? I'm trying to tell them a story, and you're always let's get to whack. We don't have to do that. Anyways, let me finish my story, and then we can do the intro. We haven't done a professional bloop in a while, so bloop. Okay, are you ready, actually? Good?
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember exactly what I say, but I think I got it.
I don't really know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna wing it.
So when you wing it, things go south. So maybe don't wing it.
My
Yeah.
nose. Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
What, do I look like I'm just not
That's
trying?
what I'm saying. I feel like I look like
Like a bum.
I feel like I should be standing up straight. I feel like I'm
you know.
deceased, half deceased on the couch.
I feel like I'm gonna just try to be as natural as possible. But if it doesn't come out good, I'm just gonna still put it in.
Vinny's gonna be like, you guys are a little awkward in your videos. So I'm gonna be like, sorry. Patient.
But the reason that it comes off like that is because it's not that I'm trying to
Are
rehearse
you
or
more nervous because there's lights on you?
No. Don't touch me. But if I talk a
do you
little
need
bit.
Selena to stand behind the camera next time?
Who?
Selena,
Why?
because she's your friend and she'll be.
Oh no, I'll talk to the camera like my friend.
Why were you who? I'm gonna tell her you said that.
She has evidence. She'll have evidence. Anyway.
It's a joke, obviously, but can we please try?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, do not judge how I am talking. It's just how I am. That's just how I talk.
Brain type
That was
A.
probably ASMR for the video. It was
Are you brain type 8?
Yeah. What is going
Are you
on?
actually?
What?
I'm brain type 1.
Good for you.
Because every time you're talking, you're never worried about the time. And then I start talking and you're like, oh, it's at 12 minutes. We should definitely record. Okay.
Oh.
All right, whatever. Are you in position? Yes. Are you ready? Put your water bottle away.
Hold on, let me switch my mindset to
Okay, go into focus mode.
No, I'm literally trying to work my brain right now, warm it up. Say this. No, Darren, this is why I get annoyed with you. I'm serious. Anyway, listen. This is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, last time on our last episode, that we talked about things that we want to let go of this year and like, you know.
Don't say you know how we talked about. Just be like.
But I'm telling
and
you.
yeah. So just.
So
be
just listen. It's just I'm
oh,
not.
that's funny coming from you.
This is not how I'm gonna say it, Jens. You're being so mean. I'm serious. Anyway, listen.
I'm mean, but I'm serious. You never listen to me.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's what I hate. You're triggering me by being like, oh my god, every single time I speak. Oh my god, Jaren.
Because the way you say things are irritating me right now.
Well, you're irritating me. Maybe we shouldn't record. This is what siblings do, guys. This is all non-abusive.
Is this video even going up online at this point?
No, this is just how we are. This is our relationship. We really like
am I gonna
annoy
put 15
each
minutes
other.
of bloopers? Something like that.
Great, that was beautiful. Ah, high five, Boosie. Boosie. If you can call me Jiren, I can call you Boosie.
I don't like it.
Boss. I'll call you boss. Okay, I don't like that. I'm not calling her the boss. She's gonna get.
already know
it's
I
gonna get to
am.
her head. Okay, it already is. Okay.
Last video. So today, it's a continuation of what we talked about last time. Today we'll. I said today. Today.
Yeah. Also, if you watch this video, you will see. You said today's video is a little back. Is a little back to last week's episode. The face I made was this. I was like trying to smile, but I'm so triggered. I'm like this.
I can't.
Like I'm getting stabbed in the back while you're talking.
I can't.
Today's episode is a little back. I'm crying. Be like, should I say the stuff about the lights and camera before I say my name is Jaren or after?
Okay. First off.
You first off yourself, because a little back to next episode is not a sentence.
My brain's slow, I told you that.
Okay. Can you get yourself together for
I
like
don't know.
20 minutes?
It helps get my thoughts like, I'm not gonna read from here, I'm just writing it.
I'll be playing a game on my phone while you figure it out.
Okay.
The freaking chicken is gonna be done by the time we finish the intro.
That's so true.
I'm playing Homescapes. I'm addicted to this game. It's really bad. I'm on level 3,500.
I'm laughing at myself because you were telling me.
I really didn't ask, so.
You're mean.